We are back. Another Armfighter report. It's Tuesday, I believe, October 10th, 2023. With me, my teammate, or at least used to be, Andrew Quady. And today we get to talk to rankings extraordinaire and the number 5 ranked, 172 pound left-handed arm wrestler in the country and newlywed, Josh Handeland. Congratulations, Josh.
What up? Thank you.
I'm assuming you've recovered from your trip to the other side of the world already.
Yep. Yeah, the jet lag's pretty bad coming back. For me, it was anyway. Seems like it's always worse coming back than going.
That's what I've heard too.
It
Yeah, I
is
don't know if
worse
it's
coming back.
Yeah, probably because you're, I don't know. It's just maybe when you get there, the adrenaline's rushing, so you're kind of
You're more
to be there.
excited. It's just like going on vacation. The drive there is not nearly as bad as the drive back.
Yeah. And by the
Yeah.
time you do it again, you deal with jet lag once, and you got to deal with it the second time. Probably just harder the second time.
What'd you think of the country?
It was awesome. Everything over there was super cheap, like super cheap. Our hotel was a 5-star hotel, pool on the roof. It was between me and one other guy, it was $40 each a night. So it was super cheap.
Oh, nice. The food looked really good.
Yeah, it was. If you like spicy stuff,
Everything spicy.
not everything, but you had to be careful.
Yeah.
Burn the crap out of your mouth. I'm not a big spice guy, so the first night I went to the place that said it was like authentic Malaysian food. I'm like, I'm in Malaysia, I'm gonna try it. And couldn't eat all my food, but it was just too hot.
You didn't take your? Did you take your wife?
She didn't go enough.
Oh, okay. I couldn't remember. I got you.
Yeah, to be honest, probably the only reason I went is because I won nationals, so I was getting $1,000 towards my trip with the Team USA program that Bob Brown and those guys do. And if I hadn't won, I probably wouldn't have went because it was to get there was kind of expensive.
Right.
I'm like, well, I already won nationals, and so I'm already getting $1,000. I got fourth, yeah.
Dude, that's really good.
Yeah,
that's really good.
I feel like I should. I feel like I
had some good matches.
Yeah, I feel like I could have got at least one spot higher, but I made some mistakes. So
yeah, well,
fourth's not bad.
Pulling a lot of people you've never pulled before.
Yeah,
that's your third IFA Worlds, right?
Yep, it is.
So now that you've been to 3 of them, 1 in the U.S., 2 of them overseas, you've never been to a WAF, right?
WAF. I've been to WAF. I pulled WAF in 2011.
Okay.
And
So
I also went in 2010 when it was in the USA. Did not compete.
So you've seen both then, and you hear a lot of people say that IFA just isn't on WAF level as far as talent, or at least the best guys are in the WAF. After seeing both sides, what's your take on that side? Do you think that's accurate, or is that just biased one way?
Yeah, there's the top guys in WAF are definitely stronger than IFA. There's no question about that right now, anyway. But IFA is still really tough. It's not like it's easy. When I went to WAF, I took 8th place left-handed at 154 back in 2011, and I was way weaker then. And the guys that beat me were quite a bit stronger than me, but that might have just been the year or two in my class. But that year for 70 kilos, I felt like there was probably 5 guys that were a level above the rest of the pack. But the rest of the pack was very beatable. Obviously I took 8th. I lost to the 4th and 5th place guys, so I never pulled 6th or 7th, but yeah, there was 5 guys that year at WAPs that were a level above the pack. But WAP's definitely a bit harder, but I don't know.
Does the refing, which of course you had Leonard, but who were the other refs this year?
This year,
Was it Sean? Did Sean go?
Sean wasn't there. No, from the USA it was Leonard and Keith Michelle.
Okay.
Those were the only refs from the USA. Rick Pinkney was there from Canada. I think he was the only Canadian ref, if I remember. And there were a bunch of refs I did not know from like Asia. Like Julia was there from Poland, I think she's from. Obviously like Zill, he was like running the tournament basically and reffing. Elena Kuzmich was competing on reffing.
Right. Yeah.
Then there
was it all pretty solid, the reffing?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. I didn't see too many bad calls.
Is there a challenge thing like WAF?
There is, yeah. It's $50 to protest. If you lose the protest, you lose your money.
Did anybody protest?
There were some protests, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, never in my matches, but
right.
I can't remember what the call was or whatever, but there was one match I remember when I was watching, I was like, someone protested something. I'm like, there's no way it's going to get overturned. I'm like, I guarantee it won't be. And it was overturned.
Oh, wow.
It surprised me. But most of the times, like, I could tell, like, they're not going to get anything from this protest. Like, I feel like sometimes it's like people just like, this is their second loss. So they're like, I'm going to protest to see if I can, like, get a redo or whatever. But
yeah,
after I lost my second match left-handed, Ben Bledsoe was there with Lee Aaron. He was just watching, obviously, and like cheering on the team. And I think he said, I don't think you should protest. I was like, what? Do you think I should protest? And he's just like, no, I think it was clean. And I thought so too, but I thought he said to protest. But there was nothing wrong with my loss, so there's nothing I could have protested.
Did you mention you lost to the same guy twice?
I lost to the same guy twice left and once right.
So how do you, and I'm sure you mentioned this because you went into some detail on it, but how do you think you would have fared against the first and the second place guys?
So left-handed, obviously, right-handed, obviously I wouldn't have any chance. Left-handed, the second place guy was from China and I'd never seen him before. Couldn't find anything on YouTube about him. So it's hard to say whether I'd be curious to pull him. I think he'd probably be the favorite, but I think I'd have a chance because the guy that beat me twice took third, and he only pulled Japan after he had a war with Devin and a war with me, and then China was pretty fresh. The second place guy from China was pretty fresh when he pulled Japan, but the first place guy Aku, he just literally smoked everybody. Wasn't even close, and I know I can't beat him. He beat me last year, and he's stronger this year, and we pulled after too, and. He didn't feel like out of the world or anything, but he definitely was stronger.
Did it seem like he made a big cut to where he may
he did
not be in that class next year? Is he going to
eventually
not make it?
Yeah, he said he's going up after this year. He said he walks around at about one. He said the heaviest he's been is like 184 or 185, but he lost 11, I think 10 or 11 pounds from Sunday to Thursday for weigh-ins. Like, he lost it all at once. And he was sick with the flu. Like, and that's how he lost the weight. Like, it wasn't the way he was going to lose it, but that's how it ended up happening. He just didn't eat for like 2 days. He was, I assume, vomiting or whatever.
Do what you got to do, I
guess.
He
was still strong.
Damn, he smoked everybody?
Yeah, he literally in the finals, like, he just, like, he usually top rolls, but his hook's not bad. And he just like went like this and looked at the crowd, and then it was just like nothing.
Yeah, I think I watched it. Did you after pull that guy?
Yeah, I after pulled him.
Did it even feel like you had anything to give him?
We probably pulled 2 or 3 times, and he didn't like hit, but he went fairly quick, and I couldn't stop him. But I felt like it wasn't like super far away. Like, I wasn't like super far away from stopping him. And then if I stopped him, he might beat me anyway, obviously. But so last year he beat me in the tournament, and he beat me quick, and I didn't know who he was, and I after pulled him, and I was beating him every time last year in the after pulls. And So based off after polls, I can tell just like his pure strength went up quite a bit. Because I think I can't say for sure I'm better this year than last year, but I think it's close either way.
How was the production of the event overall?
I think it was really good. I think the production's awesome over there. Everything's like super smooth. They like post what time each country's gonna weigh in, and we were like exactly on time within like a couple minutes. Uh, Post what time the classes are gonna start. It was like super on time, super just like they had everything down. You got your picture taken, you got a badge the same day. You had to show the refs and before your matches, and yeah, the matches were all on the screen behind the tables, and it seemed really well put together, well organized.
Got it going on.
Probably one of the best organized tournaments I've ever been to.
Yeah, it looked like the same screens that Lottie was using.
Up, do we lose him? I don't know what his question was. We'll see if he
Yeah, I don't know
cuts
either.
back in. Yeah, so are you going to go to Greece next year?
I want to go to Greece, yeah. I can't say obviously for 100% yet, but that's my plan.
That would be cool to be able to go
medal
over
if I
and
can.
say it again.
Hopefully get a medal if I can. That's my goal. I would have been happy with the medal, even if it was third. Like obviously I want to win, but like third would have been acceptable for me. And I thought I had it. Because
Yeah,
when the third place guy had the war with Devin Bear and I pulled him like less than 5 minutes later, I'm like, okay, now I'm gonna get a medal. I was maybe slightly overconfident, but I couldn't believe how strong he was still. Like
Did
with
you
my
pull
arm,
Devin?
I never pulled Devin though.
Oh,
But he took sixth and I took fourth, and he lost to the fifth place guy who I beat, but we never pulled. And he would have beat the fifth place guy, no question about it, if he was fresh. But he pulled Masters 2 years before that, and he beat the guy that beat me in the senior class in the Masters. And in the Masters, that guy beat Devin. So I feel like the Japan guy that took third, Hirakami is his name. He just recovered quicker or better from the Masters than Devin did. And
Did you say Devin pulled Masters?
Devin pulled
Yes.
Masters?
Really?
I think he's 40 or 41.
Okay. Okay.
He won left and he took third right. It was a stacked Masters class. There was only maybe like 7 or 8 guys, I think, but like the top 3, 4 guys were like all studs. And the guy who Devin beat, Urakami, Devin beat him twice in the Masters, left for first. And that's the guy that beat me twice in the seniors and got third. And then Devin took sixth in the seniors, but he beat the third place guy from the seniors fresh in the Masters class. So, like, to me, Devin was probably the second or third best overall.
Yeah.
He just didn't recover well from Masters. And I think the guy maybe figured out how to beat Devin. He had to get the straps to beat Devin. In the Masters, he could never slip, and he likes the straps. But in the seniors class, he was able to get the slip with Devin. And the straps, like Devin kind of had position, and Urakami was over here, but Devin couldn't pin him, and Urakami brought him back. His arm was just super strong. And then for some reason, I went to the straps with him. I'm like, let's go to the straps. And that was like the stupidest thing. I don't know what. Like usually I like straps, but I didn't realize that was a bad idea. But I wasn't thinking.
well, that's cool that that Bob Brown also put that money in to get you over there. Was there a bunch of other guys that were like you that only went because they had that incentive, or was it pretty much just you?
I don't know if they only went because of the incentive, but it was Santino, me, Lieren, Dimitri Kachan, Alex Cartwright, Eli Brohard, and Brian Fry. I think that's all the guys that got the money.
How'd Friday?
Last year was more. Actually, last year Team USA was. Without counting. I think Team USA was bigger last year. There were more people in France, but I feel like the team we brought this year was stronger, probably overall. We definitely got more medals this year.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Because we won like half the seniors classes left-handed. We won 87 or 85, 95, 105, and 105 plus left-handed. Then right, we
Plus
just
Lee Aaron.
yeah, plus the Aaron. That's just for seniors.
What was the deal with Lee Aaron? Was the women's class? I don't know Alina much more than being a rep. I don't know what her level is, but Lee Aaron went through everybody like knife through butter. What was the deal with that?
I think she's just that good. I don't know exactly how good Elena is, but I think that she's just. I don't think she's a world class arm wrestler.
Yeah.
I know, I know. Last year she competed and she pulled. I think she pulled 78 kilos, and I think she just kind of did it because there weren't very many people in that class, so she wanted to try to like make it so that the people that were in that class, and there's only maybe 2 or 3 in that class, and she wanted to give them someone else to pull. And I can't remember if she took second or third. But then this year she cut. I don't know how much she had to cut, but she cut to what was it, 63 kilos.
Okay.
Yeah, I just don't. I think Lear is just a world class arm wrestler, and
Man.
he definitely is without question. But I don't think that
she killed it.
Yeah, I don't know for. I don't think that any of the ones she beat were like top 10 in the world or anything.
Right. Yeah, I understand that.
Yep.
How does she get one of those matches?
I'd like to see her pull like a top. I don't know what her rank would be at that class, if it's like top 10 or top 5, but like I guess I haven't. I wouldn't be able to tell you who the top. Andrew probably knows more than me who the top 5 or 10 women that would be at that weight.
Not at that weight. I'm not super familiar with that weight of the ladies. I know the supers obviously, but no, I don't. I really don't. We haven't started the lower class of the ranking the women yet, but we may do that. We may start sometime.
Yeah, men too.
We should, I guess.
Are you gonna do lightweight men's? Yeah.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah, I know like Carolina Pedersen, I think won left-handed at WAF at 60 kilos, so she'd probably be like the best, I guess, left.
Yeah.
But
She'd be a fun
I'd like to see
on Arm Wars.
Yeah.
I'd like to see Lee Aaron and Fia Reisick or somebody like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I know that's a big jump, but still.
Yeah. Plus Fia 70 kilos. Or is she 65?
She's around there. Like I said, I'm not super up to date on that class with the ladies, but somewhere around there.
Yep. That might be a tall ask, but maybe, you never know.
It would be a tall ask. Yeah, maybe what was that? Nancy Locke, maybe something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Carolina Pedersen might be a fun one to see.
Yeah, that'd be a good one too. Yeah.
She just won that the last East versus West against
yeah.
I can't remember her name right now. Elizabeth Moak.
Yeah, I like that. I like that match too.
Yeah. And they're really close in weight, so
yeah.
That'd be a good one.
Well, 4th in the world's nothing to sneeze at, man.
Yeah.
No, dude, you did good. Real good.
Thank you. So it's the second time I got 4th left, though. So like it's like 2 times I'm like this close to a medal and I just miss out.
Yeah.
And it sucks. It's got to be the same guy twice. Like, that's got to sting a little bit too. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, I want a rematch. But like I had the opportunity to beat him. He pulled Masters 2 days before that, and he just had a hard match with Devin, and I still couldn't beat him.
Yeah, he must be pretty good.
He's 46 years old, so I don't know how much stronger he's gonna get. But
yeah,
you never know.
He could pull a Todd Hutchings.
Yeah, he looks like he's in excellent shape. So
yeah, I wouldn't have guessed he was that old. Maybe 36.
Yeah.
How about that Alex Cartwright, huh?
What's that?
I said, how about that Alex Cartwright?
He looks super strong.
Real good. Yeah. Yeah, he looked good.
Yeah, I'm curious to see where he'd stack up against some of the USA supers now. Like, I don't know.
It looks like Ben LeClaire level, or I don't know. Blake Perry, not maybe Blake Perry, but I don't know. They look good.
I was even thinking maybe him against Jagers.
You think that good?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I'm not
okay.
yeah. Him, but I think he'd be close. He'd be in the match anyway.
Yeah.
And they're both kind of I'd say more power pullers than like super technical pullers.
Right.
Is he pretty new?
He said he's been pulling for, I think he said 2.5 years.
I've never heard him. Heard of
Yeah.
him.
I didn't, so I only knew who he was because last year at Michigan State in 2022, he got a win on Jeff Dabe. And that's the only reason. That's
Oh,
when I first heard
okay.
about him. I'm like, who's this guy? And then Jeff came back and
Yeah.
beat him. But I don't know. I
Yeah.
can't remember if Jeff was slightly off his game at that point or what, but I was like, okay, obviously he's strong, but I figured it must have been some kind of fluke or something, but not anymore.
Obviously not. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the attendance at that event?
Like overall entries.
Yeah, overall, because you said our team didn't seem too big, right? Like maybe 8 to 10 people or something you listed there.
We probably had 8 to 10 in the senior classes, but we had a bunch of masters too, and we even had a couple of youth. Devin Bear's daughter went, Rich Durant, and his kid went.
But then we blasted the team competition, right? So
We did, yeah, we won overall.
So it's
Like
just,
overall, there's probably like 25, 30 Americans there overall.
oh, okay. So that's pretty
Oh,
solid.
wow. That's more than I thought.
Yeah,
Who
maybe
who
20.
who had the
Best
biggest
Sultan,
or
too. I
the
forgot
most
best
turnout?
Sultan. What's that?
Who had the highest turnout? Which country?
Uh, Probably Malaysia, if I had to guess, but
Home home
they
crowd.
were so like at WAF, you can only have 2 people from the same country in each division.
Yeah.
And at IFA, there's no rule. Like we could have like 20 guys from the USA all in like 172s if we wanted. There's no
Yeah.
rule. But I guess in Malaysia, I think it was Malaysia. There was definitely one country I was talking to. I think it was Malaysia. They were only letting 2 people in from their country in each class. That was like the Malaysian arm wrestling rule, not the IFA rule. So I don't know for sure if they had the most entries just because they had that rule. But like there were people that were like, "Oh yeah, I'm fourth best." Like there were people I was after pulling that like they're like, "Oh yeah, I'm number 4 in my country." And I'm like, "Well, why didn't you compete?" And they're like, "Oh, they didn't let us."
Oh, wow. You
No,
might have
I
got
was like,
16th if they wouldn't have those rules.
"Yeah, exactly." They would have
Fuck
more
yeah.
people.
Fuck yeah.
Hmm.
Some of
Maybe
those,
it's a thing where they want those people to qualify, so they really want to send their best, and fourth isn't good enough.
yeah, they don't want like their
Yeah, that's how WAF is. I mean, you got to be the best or the second best or whatever. If he can't come, you got to be the third best guy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was pulling some guys from like there was a lot of 78 kilo guys that wanted to pull me that weren't even in the tournament. And some of the Malaysian guys were just there because they lived there or a lot of them were like volunteering or roughing.
Yeah.
All of them were pretty strong. Like I feel like I was like weak in the after pull. Like I was losing to a lot of people, but I know I was tired and all that, so I'm not worried about it or anything. But because I beat a Malaysian guy in the tournament, so like all the ones that were beating me in the after pulls, like obviously I could beat him if I was fresh. But yeah, it was pretty fun pulling all those guys, and a lot of people over there took pictures of me too. It's like I was like a celebrity. I felt like I don't know if they knew me before the tournament or if it was only because of like seeing me pull or whatever, but it seemed like all the arm wrestlers that got my weight were all like lining up to pull me. Oh, can I try? I'd pull one guy, a few times, and then someone else will pull me right away. I'd be like, okay, give me like 2 minutes. I'm so pumped right now.
That's nice. That's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, and they want pictures, and I'm like, yeah, of course. Like no one ever takes pictures of me.
Right
Next
on.
up's autographs, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? You'll have your own East versus West card here pretty soon.
Yeah, maybe. And, school
So
play showed up too.
Did you do any kind of ref seminar? Get world certified?
I did not know.
No. Was it available?
Yeah, I think so. I didn't know about it, so it might have happened before I got there because I got there Tuesday. It might have happened. I think it might have happened on like Tuesday morning, and I got there Tuesday afternoon.
You were hanging out at the pool while they were doing the ref seminar,
It might have
probably.
been Monday even. I know when I went to WAF, I went to the seminar, and it was like the day before Masters started. So if I was there early, so it might have even been like Sunday or Monday, because they did Masters weigh-ins on Monday. It might have been that day they did the seminar, and then
Awesome.
Masters and juniors were Tuesday, Wednesday, and then we weighed in. Or no, Masters weighed in Tuesday, and then they pulled Wednesday, Thursday. We weighed in Thursday, and we pulled Friday, Saturday.
Gotcha. So it seems like overall good experience. You love the
Yeah.
country, cheap food.
Yeah,
Great-
everything was
great
great.
atmosphere.
The flight was exhausting, but
How long's the
otherwise,
flight?
everything was-
14 or something?
it was 32 hours.
Holy shit.
32 hours with the layovers. So
Okay.
32 hours.
yeah. So I flew
There you
I flew to Chicago, then I had a 5-hour layover. And I thought about just driving to Chicago. I could have saved like 500 on my flight. But that's like a 7-hour drive, 6.5, 7 hours. And it's like I gotta worry about where I'm gonna park, pay for parking, pay for gas. It's like how much am I
Yeah.
saving in the end? And then
Yeah.
I gotta drive. But I flew to Chicago, short flight obviously. Then it was a 5-hour layover. Then I left Chicago at like 12:30 in the morning. Flew for 15 and a half hours to Taiwan. Then I was there for 5 hours, and then it was like another 5-hour flight to Malaysia.
Good Lord.
And then the way home was
Wow.
the same 5-hour flight to Taiwan, and I flew 11 and a half hours to San Francisco. Then it was both times 5-hour layovers again. Then it was 3.5, I think, hour, maybe 4-hour flight home from San Francisco.
Yeah, it's got to
Wow.
be a really good trip to make up for that shit.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I should have maybe stayed a couple more days just because it was so cheap over there and I was already there, but I wanted to get home.
Yeah, that's rough. Well, that's awesome.
Did
man.
anybody film?
Uh,
Like a Brad
So-
Cook kind of filming or anything like that?
Not that I know of.
It was all live, bro.
Alex wasn't over there. Arm
Alex-
Wrestling TV.
Ooh, he was there, yeah.
I thought he was. He didn't film.
Yeah. He,
Probably got
I don't-
after pull.
not that I know of. He was busy competing, so,
Okay.
and he won left-handed, and he took
Yeah, I
fourth.
saw.
He did
Yeah,
really
he
good.
He did really good.
Yeah.
He cut down, and that made him. Yeah, I guess he kept his strength.
Did he
Yeah,
beat Eli, or did he just miss him in the bracket?
So he missed him in the bracket with left-handed. Eli beat the third place guy fresh, and then he lost to the second place guy, and then he lost to the third place guy, and obviously he beat some other guys in between there.
Yeah.
So he lost the second and third, and Alex beat second. I don't know if he pulled third or not because third's first loss was Eli, so he might have lost to Eli in second. But I was surprised Alex won left because at nationals he only took fourth left. He lost but he lost to Brent, and then he lost to Max Kapperman on fouls. But they were having a close match.
Yeah, I was surprised Alex won left-handed. I would have.
Yeah.
I would have believed you right-handed more if I hadn't seen it
Yeah,
than left. It was a kind of a shock to me too.
yep.
Yeah, but
Maybe
that's
just had his left used to.
I don't know
his
why.
mic- What's
His
that?
left, I don't know why his left's nasty.
Yeah,
well, yeah,
but just because he only took fourth at U.S. nationals.
yeah.
Yeah, but he had a rough draw, man. He had some wars in there, and I think even he had a match with Eli that ended up on fouls or something.
No, it was
didn't it?
Max Kapperman that he
Max
lost to.
Kapperman.
Yeah, so
And Max
I don't know,
lost
man.
this guy
I
pretty
get
easily.
it.
But it's Styles probably, and maybe Alex had an off day left at nationals too or something because usually his left is his money arm.
But
He's
he
really
was
strong.
he was in those matches though, so it's not
Yeah.
like he was dominated or anything. I don't know. I see it. I think he's
Well,
underrated sometimes. So
yeah. And well, Brent Rocker is down.
Obviously, yeah.
Brent would probably win IFA easily too.
yeah, he's
So-
on a different level right now for sure.
Yeah. And Max is really strong too, obviously, but like I wouldn't put him to win IFA.
Yeah, he just went through Caleb Norton pretty easy, and Eli went right-handed through that class as well.
Yeah.
I'd like to grab that real quick and branch off just to get your thoughts on how you think Eli is going to fare in that 98 round robin coming up.
So to be honest, I'm cheering for Eli because he's my buddy, but it's hard to say because that round robin's like insane. Like it's so stacked.
It's insane.
Yeah. And like I've thought about it a lot. I'm like Eli versus like Artem. I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, if Eli can get him in the hook, I think he beats him. But like Artem is like incredibly good at taking people's hands. Like it's really hard to hook him in. So I could see that going either way. Like they're both so strong. And it's gonna be if I had to bet, I'd say what is 12 people in round robin or
Yeah, 12 of them.
12 or 15. 12, yeah.
I think 12, yeah, because I was thinking 12 or 10. I'd probably have to, man, I could see Eli getting like, if he gets in the top 3, I'd be pretty surprised. But if I had to bet on it, probably not in the top 5, maybe below top 5. But I could also see him getting like 4th or 5th, and I wouldn't be shocked either.
Yeah, and I guess
I'm
that's
thinking
about going right.
3rd, 4th.
What's that? Yeah, I was thinking about it today. I think like probably either Adam or Craig are the favorites that's what I've thought all along. Thule and your friend, the two favorites. And then 3rd, like I think it's up for grabs. But I couldn't pick a 3rd.
Yeah.
Really. I was thinking about it today, and I was like, if I did have to pick a 3rd, I might go Artem.
Yeah, he's in there too. I mean, it's so close. I'd like to know a little more exactly what's going on with the tiebreaker, but you almost have to go in with a microscope match by match and have to be right on every single call in order to be able to call this, because it's pretty disgusting when you look at some of the matches right off tops. And I thought it was interesting because I actually have Merlot was my favorite. I had him and Adam up top.
Okay.
After talking to Adam, he says he's kind of a slow starter, and he's got to jump right in to like, what's he get? Craig and
Craig. I was just listening to that interview earlier.
Yeah, so if he can't pull those off, you know what I mean, and then all of a sudden gets on a roll, that might be enough to keep Merlot ahead. I have a feeling Craig's going to have a problem with elbow fouls.
Is it going to be strict though? Strict elbow calls, or
I mean, it
that's my question. How's the reffing? Who's reffing it?
Yeah, who's reffing? Do you guys know?
It's Talmage, Onifre, and Barry.
They can be strict, obviously, if they're told to be. Unless they're told to.
Yeah, and I don't know what they're told. You know,
I assume it's going to be stricter then. So
Artem obviously is got to be thrown in that mix too, and I think Eli's right there. I think I'd say Eli, Artem, and Craig at this point. Like I said, I need to really microscope it, but I would say those 3 guys are kind of like a lock to be in the money.
Yeah.
And then all of them have a shot to maybe take one of those spots up top, you know, in the top 3.
Robbie Russell too.
Yeah, Robbie Russell.
Like him and Eli will probably go on the hook. Robbie's really strong.
Robbie, I think, has the win over him too. I think he's, I think he beat him in Kentucky.
Okay.
So there is that. It might have been a while ago, but I think he's got that on him. So, yeah, it's so interesting.
That's going to be so good.
Yeah.
Then you got Bob Brown that can just totally ruin somebody's day.
Oh, he's guaranteed to ruin guys' days. Guaranteed.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to ruin some guys' days for sure. If he stops any match he stops, it's going to be a hard match.
Do you know anything
Your
about?
hand will just be ruined.
Do you know anything about Casey? Casey Coley?
Yeah. Yep. He used to be really strong for 220. I don't know when the last time he pulled was, but I don't know when the last time he made 198 was, but I couldn't tell you off the top of my head like his wins and losses, but I know he used to pull like 225 in WAL back in like 2015. And I don't know if he ever got like top 8 at like the finals, but I know he was like in there with some of the top guys. I think he was like ranked top 10 in the country before at like 242, I believe.
Okay, so we
But
just don't know how active he is.
I don't know what he's been up to in the last 7 years.
Well, hopefully
But if
I'll
he's
get
at
him
like his
soon.
best, if he's at his best, I think he'd be in the mix for sure, like top. Well, he'd probably, be in there with most of those guys. Like I could see him. I think he hooks. I'm not sure about that, but I think he's a hooker. So like him and Robbie and Eli, I could see those guys being close. Because they all go, hook like the hook.
Yeah, I got to throw Logston in there in that group with them
Oxford,
too.
yeah, for sure, 100%.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
surprises me. Like,
Yep.
he seems like he's came a long ways. He's still like progressing. He's looked really good this year.
Yeah, he's definitely going to ruin some guys' days too, and surprise some people where they're not expecting him to come through. So
he's got crazy good endurance too.
Yeah, he does, and he's super technical.
Yeah.
I think anyone that like tries to go top with him, he'll probably be up there in there with most guys.
Oh yeah.
Especially later in the line, I think it starts leaning in his favor where he could start pulling off some more surprises.
Yep, I agree.
Yep.
But you go Merlot top 2, Bill?
I do. I actually think he can probably win the whole thing.
Okay.
But yeah, I would say Merlot top 2. I think Artem's got to be considered in there, and obviously Adam too. I'm worried about him saying that he starts slow.
He starts slow, but his endurance is incredible. So
yeah,
I'm not too worried about him wearing out, to be honest.
Yeah, it's not about wearing out. It's about taking 2 losses early, and are those 2 losses enough to keep him out of that spot?
Yeah, that could happen, but I don't think he's gonna lose 2 in the first 2.
I think Merlot's the main guy that people are sleeping on. So I don't know. Just going through it match by match, I have a feeling. He's got the best shot.
Do you know who Craig's pulling first?
I do.
I was trying to find those brackets today. I couldn't find them, so.
Merlot looked really good at Arm Wars. Really good.
At the New Jersey event?
Toulier and Artem, round 1.
Craig
he's got Artem? Man.
It's a tough one. Yeah.
That's a tough one.
I could see Craig flashing them, or I could see Artem kind of stopping him, and down here and doing something with his hand maybe, and at least putting wear on his arm.
It's an awesome first match to see when they're fresh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you got Adam pulling Merlot and then Adam pulling Craig, so potentially both Craig and Adam might both be a little bit more out.
Eli and Steve too.
That's close, to be honest. Like I think
I could see it either way for sure.
I pick Eli, but like
yeah, I favor Eli, of course, but
I think
I could see. Yeah.
If Steve beats him, I wouldn't be shocked at all.
I wouldn't either. Yeah.
I think like 60-40 maybe.
Yep.
Yeah. Round 2, then Adam goes right into Craig right afterwards. So
yeah, I think if he stops him, he beats him. But like, he could get flashed for sure.
Yeah.
Adam's my pick to win, by the way. So
Adam, yeah. I mean that. Like I said, just him saying he's going to start slow doesn't mean he's going to start slow.
Yeah, he's humble too. So
very, very.
Yeah.
But I think you're looking at those are my calls so far. I think
I got Adam and then Artem if I had to.
Artem second.
If I had to pick.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I can see
he's at his peak.
Yeah, it's totally up for grabs.
Yep. Yeah, I think so too. I think almost anyone
Artem
can
has
beat top three. Almost.
Artem has pretty good endurance.
He does.
He really does. And he does that little King's move thing, and I could see him doing really, really well.
Same. Yeah.
And he's fast. I mean, he can hook. He doesn't normally hook, but he can.
Yeah.
He's got the flop. He can flop, you know.
He's technically can pull any which way, basically.
He can do it.
Yeah, I put Artem top three for sure. If I had to pick. And then I'd probably go Craig as the other top three.
Yeah, Craig's a monster. I mean, he's got to be he probably should be the favorite overall too. I do worry about the fouls, but I mean that's silly. I know people think that that shouldn't matter, but it's kind of a big deal. He's going to be in a bunch of wars.
It's a big deal. Yeah,
he's going to be the smaller guy out of almost everybody there.
Yep.
And if he's in these wars and they're not fast matches, can he do it?
Yeah.
It's a lot of matches to not hop that elbow or come off the back. I do think as far as endurance, though, I mean, the way that it's set up, I mean, you get 10 minutes in between, right? So, I mean, probably 10, 15 minutes. Obviously, it depends on where you're at in there, but, I mean, you could maybe get a 20-minute, 25-minute break in between.
Yep.
They just do it on table?
Oh, I'm sure they should, yeah. And just start popping them one after another.
Okay.
So, yeah, no, it should
be a good breakdown if they're doing one table.
And then I guess one more. What about Devin and Dennis?
Devin, for sure.
Devin all day, huh?
Yeah.
No question.
To be honest, I'm cheering for Dennis just because I like his demeanor better. Like obviously Devin just does the stuff he does to make it exciting and put on a show. But to me, Dennis's style is like the style I prefer as far as like the strong silent type. So that's why I'm cheering for him. But I think Devin's on another level right now. And we haven't really seen where Dennis is at. Like,
right.
I saw you said he was going to be like as strong as. Didn't he say he was going to be in his peak shape, like equal to what he was?
Yeah, but how can he tell? Is it just a gym lift? I mean, there's no way he's curling what he used to curl.
No,
well, he's not going to say otherwise either.
Well, true. Yeah. He wouldn't. It wouldn't sound good if he said, "I'm about 75% of where I used to be." That's yeah.
But maybe his curls are not as good, but maybe his like wrist and stuff are as strong as ever, or even stronger. Coordination. Like curls are just one thing. But even if he was at his peak, I don't know for sure if he would beat Devin. Like I think that'd be like 50-50.
Yeah.
Like, Devin's like insane right now.
He is. I agree.
Yeah.
And he definitely is, but
he's like a mutant.
Didn't everybody say that the last time when he went in?
When he went against Hermes?
No, when he went against Dennis Lefty, where he was talking about
that's
his left.
way different, though.
But wasn't he going in saying his left is the best it had ever been?
Dennis was or Devin was?
Devin.
I don't know.
I don't really remember that, but I know that Dennis was the strongest lefty by a mile at that time.
Yeah.
I mean, I think so. I mean, there's Travis always, but they never pulled.
Do you think that Devin can do the same thing to Dennis as Dennis did to him left-handed?
No. I don't think it's
and it won't be that easy. But
you have comparison, right, to John Brzezinski. They both pulled him relatively recently, right? Like within a year or two or so.
I don't know if that's a good. For me, that's not a great analogy there. I mean, I think Devin is way stronger now than he was then.
Yes.
I mean, you remember he was just coming off of that UFC kind of fight. He wasn't all super stem celled up like he is now. I mean,
yeah, and that was
he wasn't going to beat Hermes back then.
No, that was the end of 2021, and even John pulled him I can't remember if it was 6 months later or what, but he said Devin was a whole nother level than he was during their match.
Right.
And now
Right.
he's another year on top of it.
And
Yeah.
is there anybody saying that Dennis is not what he used to be or anything like that you know of?
Well,
You got both sides of the fence. People say, "Oh yeah, he's the same," and then you got people that say he's nowhere near, and it's so hard to know because he hasn't. The
You
only
don't
match
see
we have
anything.
is the John match. Yeah, I mean, what
Yeah.
do I got to compare it to? Nothing.
I just
Yeah.
feel like they're so calculated, and he wouldn't come in if he wasn't ready to come in.
That's what some people say. Yeah.
When was
I
the
think
last
he's-
time he came in and lost?
Yeah. True.
never probably.
Yeah. Probably never. I mean,
it's been a
you
while,
have to go
right?
way back. You have to go
Yeah.
way
Back in
back.
his-
Yeah.
Back in his peak, though, he'd only pulled like twice a year,
Yeah.
So,
Zloty
like-
and maybe it's A1.
A1 or whatever, and he didn't do a lot of super matches either, like barely any. It was always tournaments, like we just said, Zloty and A1. Like
Right.
super matches, he barely pulled any super matches.
No.
He
No,
beat
just
Michael-
John, Devin, and I think him and Pushkar had a lefty.
They pulled way
super
back
match.
in 2008.
Yeah, way back. Yeah.
They pulled Michael Todd too.
Michael Todd. Yeah.
He won those 4-3 or 3-2.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
4-2.
4-2. Yeah.
Wasn't easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, that's true. I think Dennis will be. I don't know if he's going to be his peak or better than his peak or whatever, but I think he's going to be like strong. Even if he's not at his best, I think he'll be like really strong. Like obviously, I'm just
Oh, yeah.
like people put
Oh,
him
yeah.
in the top 5 in the world. I don't put him as top 5 in the world because he needs to
No.
like, beat
Yeah,
someone.
he's got to prove it. He's got to prove it.
Like I wouldn't be surprised if he was around top 5 or close to it.
I wouldn't either, but you got to see it first.
Yeah,
Yeah, if he just
But-
smashes them, like just dominates them, right? Then
He's got to pull somebody in there. And the fact that he's jumping from John to the top, I mean, guys between Devin and John,
it's huge now. Like the gap
it's huge now. Yeah.
I mean, is it huge? Real huge though? I mean, like
is-
Devin
It's pretty good
controlled him,
gap.
but he
There's-
didn't just
There's
like
20. There's
Don't
20
know.
guys in between there. Or
2
more.
years ago it wasn't huge, but now even if he has John, he says he can't even like do anything with Devin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's huge now. Like not close.
There's
at
at
all.
least 20 guys in between there or more. 25,
It's like-
20, 25 guys.
Brett Rockers versus Andrew.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
know
it is
Andrew's-
possible that Devin just stonewalls him, huh?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's possible.
I don't think
Possible.
I don't know, man.
The
I
way
feel
that
like they're
Devin
too
beat
calculated for
Hermes-
that.
The way that Devin beat Hermes, it's like I just did not see that.
no. That
I
was
did
shocking.
not see that. That was a shocker.
Yeah, it is interesting. All right, well, I don't want to keep you all night, man. I just wanted to check in with you, get you on here,
Totally
find
good.
out what was going on over there in Malaysia.
I gotta say, since I kind of forgot before, I forgot Beth Saltzman from South Dakota also won right hand in IFA in the senior.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah?
So we
Okay,
had
well,
everybody winning.
And
Nice.
she only came back. I don't know when the last time she pulled was before this year, but she just came back from like, I think maybe like an 8-year break. And
Yeah, I
then-
vaguely remember that name, Salzman.
and she
yeah.
looked really strong. I warmed up with her and she felt super strong. I'm like,
Oh, nice.
she doesn't win. I guess I just suck right hand, which I kind of do, but I mean, it's decent.
Oh, yeah. Didn't you get a win right-handed? Did you get a win?
Well, I got one win, yeah. First of
Yeah,
3
there you
years
go.
IFA, first one right-handed.
There you go.
But I've had a hard draws right-handed too.
Yeah,
Yeah, I beat the guy from India. Felt good.
yeah.
I lost the 5th place guy and the 8th place guy, but the 8th place beat 6th place. Sometimes the draw is funny at these like big tournaments.
Yeah,
If you can beat someone that places higher than you.
yeah.
Definitely.
Is he-
What was the biggest class?
Oh, my class had 15 left, 16 right. I think maybe 85 kilos had. I'd have to look. I can't say for sure. I think it was maybe. I think like 154, 172, 189 probably all had really close to around the same, maybe around 16 to 18 guys. But I can't remember.
I heard most of them were between 15 and 20.
Yeah. But like the 121 or the 125 pound weight class actually had like 10, 12 guys. So that was a good size class for that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, it was exciting. I think just
Yeah.
because of where Worlds was, like more guys from that part of the world, like lighter.
Yeah, right. For
It was
sure.
bigger. I'm pretty sure it was bigger than the 138 pound weight class. I think that one had maybe like 8 or 10 guys versus like 11 or whatever. But and I think the supers was a little bit smaller, like 8 or 9 guys maybe.
Nice.
It's a shame Dylan couldn't.
What's that?
I was just saying it's a shame Dylan Burns couldn't go and pull that
Yeah.
138 or.
I don't know those guys very well, but I think he probably. I think I put my money on him to win right-handed. Left hand maybe.
Yeah. At
The
least
guys are
first or
strong,
second.
man.
At least second. Yeah.
Those guys are strong. Like,
Yeah.
like it's not as tough as IFA, but I think those guys were really strong because I heard about some of them.
Awesome.
So,
Well, Josh, thanks for giving me some more of your time. I probably don't say it enough, but I appreciate everything you do. Armfighter wouldn't be the same without you, so thank you, sir.
you're welcome, and we appreciate what you do for arm wrestling too, both of you guys.
Quady doesn't
Arm
even arm
bracket.
wrestle anymore.
Drew Bishop. I don't know where my camera's at.
Arm bracket.
Yeah. Should have worn
All
my
right.
arm fighter.
Right. Well, that's it. Another
Right.
report in the books. Remember, armfighter.com, the best event calendar in the country, and the official U.S. rankings, starring Josh Handeland. Stay strong, everybody.
Me and Andrew Quaid left hand.